Edifier MR5, MR3, or M60. If your desk is tight and you mostly want clean sound for music, gaming, and YouTube, the biggest one can be wasted money and wasted space. But if you actually care about near-field detail and balanced inputs for a PC, laptop, or DAC, the smallest one can leave you wanting more pretty fast. Let's break it down.
Sound quality first, because that's why you're here. All three are tuned with restraint, not the bloated bass thing you get from cheap PC speakers, and that alone puts them in a different league. But they're not playing the same game. The MR5 is a true three-way, tri-amped design with a 5-inch woofer, a dedicated mid-driver, and a silk dome tweeter. You hear that as actual separation, instruments sitting in their own space, vocals not stepping on the bass line, and a bottom end that hits without going muddy. There's an opinion floating around from someone using them with a home theater PC who says nothing gets washed out even at higher volumes, and that lines up with what the spec sheet promises.
The MR3 trades down to a single 3.5-inch mid-low driver and a 1-inch tweeter, and you feel it. It's still clean, neutral, near-field accurate, the kind of sound that makes lossless music actually sound like lossless. But it's a smaller presentation. Sub-bass rolls off, max volume is modest, and reviewers consistently flag the treble as a touch bright. Not harsh, just forward. For a desk at arm's length, perfect. For filling a room, no.
The M60 is the wild card. Tiny cabinets, 3-inch aluminum drivers, and somehow it punches way harder than the size suggests. Touch controls, included angled stands, very clean tuning. Real talk though, deep bass below 60 Hz basically isn't there, and there's no sub-output to fix it later. So if you want movie rumble, that's a structural limitation, not a tuning quirk.
For music, gaming, and YouTube on a desk, all three deliver clean separation. For editing or any kind of critical listening, the MR5 is the one that gives you headroom and detail you can actually trust. The MR3 sits right in the middle of that conversation. The M60 prioritizes footprint over physics.
Now, connectivity, because this is where they split hard. The MR5 is the only one with the full Pro setup. Balanced XLR, balanced TRS, RCA, aux, plus Bluetooth 6.0 with LDAC and a front headphone out. If you're running a DAC, an audio interface, or a turntable through a phono stage, this is the one that doesn't make you compromise. The MR3 keeps the balanced TRS input, which is honestly impressive at this price, plus RCA, aux, headphone out, and Bluetooth 5.4. No XLR, no USB. Solid for a PC plus phone setup. The M60 goes the opposite direction. No balanced inputs at all. What you get is USB-C, aux, and Bluetooth 5.3 with LDAC. That USB-C is actually the move here. You plug it straight into a laptop or PC and skip the sound card entirely. But if you ever wanted to grow into pro gear, you've hit a wall. And the cable between the two M60 speakers is short. Several reviewers flag it as restricting how wide you can spread them.
If you're locked in with a DAC or interface and want future-proof, the M60's out of that conversation. If your setup is laptop plus phone, all three work. The M60 is just the most plug-and-play.
Customization is where the gap actually closes a bit. All three run on the Edifier Connects app. All three give you music, monitor, and custom modes, and all three let you EQ from your phone. The MR5 goes further with physical high and low frequency knobs on the back and proper room compensation, low cutoff, desktop control, acoustic space presets. That's the kind of thing that earns its keep when your desk is shoved against a wall. The MR3 has the app and modes, but fewer physical adjustments. The M60 leans almost fully on the app and touch panel, which some folks find unintuitive. And there's a recurring note that the volume between the app and your phone doesn't always sync cleanly. Headphone outputs on the MR5 and MR3, none on the M60. Small thing until you need it at midnight.
On size, the M60 is genuinely tiny, basically the footprint of a phone stood up, and it ships with angled aluminum stands. The MR3 is a normal, compact bookshelf. The MR5 is noticeably bigger and heavier, and on a small desk, it shows.
Price and value. They're in three different tiers, and that's the whole point. The M60 sits in the middle. The MR3 is the entry, the MR5 is the step up. The MR3 is the one that punches hardest above its price. You're getting a balanced TRS input and high-res certification at a level where most competitors give you a 3.5mm jack and call it a day. The M60 charges a premium for the form factor and the USB-C convenience, and the included stands soften that. The MR5 costs the most and gives you the most. The tri-amped three-way, the XLR, the room correction, Bluetooth 6.0. On discounts, the MR3 tends to drop more often. The MR5 holds its price, and the M60 sits somewhere in between.
Here's the call. For most desks and most of you watching, the MR3. It's the smartest buy of the three. Balanced TRS at this level, clean near-field tuning, and honest value without paying for features you won't use. If you're running a DAC, interface, or want real room correction and headroom for editing, the MR3 falls apart.
Go MR5 without hesitation. If your desk is genuinely tiny and you want plug-and-play USB-C with a laptop, the M60 is the one. Just accept the base floor. The MR3 tends to drop more often on sales, worth waiting for one. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links below in the description.